We started Zen from scratch, starting with a clean sheet of paper.
Zen turned out to be a grounds-up design, which doesn't come along very often.
In the life of an engineer, you get to build something this significant once, twice, if you're lucky, 3 times in your lifetime. AMD enables the engineers to go off and innovate and to bring to market what it is that they dream about.
I'm extremely pleased to show you for the first time the name of our new CPU. Now it's time for you to see Ryzen in action. We wanted to disrupt the PC market. We wanted to bring innovation, choice, and performance to as many people as possible. In high-performance PCs, it was about delivering more performance at every single price point.
The Ryzen Threadripper acknowledges that there are people who want to create and game on the same PC and need the scalability and need the performance to do that. And that's what's really exciting about the Threadripper chip.
It was our commitment to our customers that we would deliver to the roadmap that we set out, and momentum is now on our side.
The anticipation around 3rd Gen Ryzen is really impressive. Meet the world's first 16-core gaming processor.
Now, in 2019, 3rd Gen Ryzen is it.
What we did in Zen was push well beyond what we thought we could do. It makes me so proud to be able to look back and say that I was part of that.
Our mission with Ryzen has always been clear. It's about making the right bets 3 to 5 years in advance and making sure that they come to fruition. Our goal is to give you the best.
¿Qué onda, mi buen Juanpi? Aquí andamos, Juanpi, aquí andamos. Estamos a punto de presenciar la historia. Disfruten, ahorita está la poderosísima doctora Lisa Su. Así que disfruten de lo que están viendo.
One thing we've learned is just how important high-performance computing technologies really are. From work to school to gaming to entertainment, the PC is now the computing platform of choice in 2020.
Así es, vamos a presenciar la nueva serie de AMD. Primera vez que estoy listo para verla.
Now, it's already been an incredible year for gamers. There's so much excitement around the next-gen consoles. We are so proud to power the new Sony PlayStation 5 with a high-performance custom chip featuring our AMD Ryzen CPU and AMD Radeon GPU technology. And we are equally proud that custom AMD processors also power the new Microsoft Xbox Series X and Series S consoles, again, featuring our high-performance Ryzen and Radeon technologies. These consoles are bringing just incredible technology to gamers all over the world and are really a result of just deep engineering partnerships over many, many years with both Sony and Microsoft. Now, gaming is at the heart of so much of what we do at AMD. Whether you're talking about PCs or consoles or cloud gaming.
¿Quién sabe, Juanpi? ¿Quién sabe? Ahorita vamos a ver qué onda con AMD, vamos a ver qué pasa, pero ya están presentando y voy a guardar silencio para que disfruten de lo que están viendo actualmente.
So let's talk a little bit about Ryzen. Now, you guys know we brought the first generation of Ryzen to market in 2017, and we actually had one goal. It was to build the best PC desktop processor possible. Now, we knew we wouldn't get there
¿Cómo anda, chico? ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué andamos? ¿Aquí andamos?
Ryzen, it's gotten better. And we focused on how do we deliver more performance? How do we deliver the best features? And how do we give more capabilities to all of you PC enthusiasts so that you can do more than you ever thought with your desktop or in your notebook? And we've made great, great progress. We started with Ryzen and desktops.
Vamos a ver qué onda, cómo está chulada la doctora Lisa Subo, ¿no?
And now, actually, Ryzen is in many amazing notebook systems with our Ryzen 4000 series. I think it's safe to say that AMD loves the PC, and I think also it's safe to say that PC users love Ryzen. So we really appreciate that. Now look, let's just focus on the desktop for a few minutes. The progress we have made over the last few years has been really amazing. If you look at the market before Ryzen, the desktop PC was on sort of an incremental performance slope for the last many years. Now, over the past 3 years, we've significantly
El buen Rocket, ¿cómo andas, mi buen Rocket? Aquí ya estamos listos para ver a los Ryzen de... Según esta es quinta, yo digo que es cuarta, pero vamos a ver qué onda.
We were the first to launch a 7nm desktop processor, and today, 3rd Gen Ryzen leads in so many areas. We're the highest in multi-threaded performance.
Vamos a ver qué onda. Yo siento que van a dar una sorpresa abismal, o sea, va a estar perro.
But as you know, we're really
Eso es todo, Rocket, eso es todo, Rocket.
So, our work with Ryzen is never done. Our engineers have been on this maniacal focus of what can we do more? What can we do better? So today, we're here to talk about
Eso
our
es
brand
todo,
new
Rocket.
CPU.
No puede ser, no
You've all
puede
been waiting
ser.
for it. It's all about Zen 3.
Santo
And
cielo,
with
se
Zen
vienen los
3, we
Ryzen.
focused again on bringing the best to the PC market. I'm so proud of what we've accomplished.
Pues ahorita
Zen
estoy
3
batallando
increases our
porque
lead
estoy
in
haciendo
overall
un
performance.
en vivo desde
It
una
increases our
computadora
lead in
viejita que
power
tengo
efficiency.
porque se me
And also
echó a perder
now,
mi
it
motherboard,
delivers the best
pero pedimos
single-threaded
una
performance
motherboard
and
Asus
gaming
ROG
performance as well.
Crosshair
We've made
8
massive changes in the core architecture,
fórmula
and I'm
para
sure all
meterle
of you
un
want to know
Ryzen
what's
9,
inside Zen 3.
un
So let me hand it over
3950X.
to AMD CTO Mark Papermaster to give you all the details. Mark?
No puede ser, ahí viene la presentación, chavos.
Well, thank you, Lisa. I couldn't be more excited than to share a little bit more about Zen 3 and our progression to get here. It's been quite a journey. We set a course over 5 years ago to design a family of high-performance x86 CPUs. Our goal, very simply,
Sí, F en
outright
el chat,
leadership.
por favor.
We
F
set
en
up
el
the
chat,
team
por favor,
so that
porque
development
fue
of
una
multiple
pérdida
processor
devastadora para
generations
mi
could be done in
poderosísima
parallel
peste con
with
Ryzen
designers
8.
leapfrogging
Digo, con
from
Ryzen
one
7
generation to another.
3800X.
This has resulted in consistent delivery to the market as promised. I
Super
could
F,
not be
papá.
more proud than to help unveil our third
No.
generation of Zen Core debuting in Ryzen desktops this fall. It is a beast in performance and will deliver absolute leadership in the x86 market. Zen brought us back
Disculpen la imagen que
into
están
high
viendo de
performance
lo
with
que
a
es
52% improvement in instruction per clock
lo que
in
es
a
la
single
imagen que sale
generation.
de Nvidia,
It
pero
built a
tuve
strong
problemas
base
técnicos,
for
entonces
us
bueno,
to
ya
build
más al
upon
rato les cambio
as
la
we
imagen por la
developed the
de
Zen family.
AMD.
Last year, Zen 2 brought double-digit % increase in instruction per clock and debuted 7nm in chiplet technology.
Exacto,
That
exacto, mi buen Roque.
7nm efficiency enabled leadership,
Mejor
multi-core
si te alcanza a
performance,
meterle
and
una
core
tercera, mi
density.
buen Rocket.
The innovative chiplet implementation allowed us ease of manufacturing with the small 7nm die and scalability to leadership core counts. And now Zen 3. Wow,
¿Qué
what
tal
a
va el
great
stream?
job by the
Díganme cómo
design
se ve el
team
en
to
vivo.
improve
Díganme
every
si se ve
aspect
bien.
of the
Hice de todo
CPU,
y parece ser que ya puedo
delivering
transmitir en
leadership
YouTube sin
performance in
bronca.
that same 7nm node. Higher frequency, higher instruction per clock, with design improvements across all of the CPU
No te
components,
preocupes, mi buen Juan,
and
que ya
lower
sabes que aquí
latency on
andamos.
top of that. You look at some of the key elements.
Eso es todo,
There's a
Rocket.
new
Sí, no,
layout
ya te dije,
of our
te recomiendo
processor
una mejor
that brings
placa
all the
porque
cores
no te limites,
onto a
necesitas algo un
unified
poquito mejor
8-core
para ir
complex.
fluido en todo lo que tú
And that
necesitas.
accelerates core-to-core communication. That's especially helpful for gaming workloads. That consolidation actually allows every core to directly access the 32 megabytes of L3 cache. And that dramatically accelerates workloads that are latency sensitive, like gaming. And finally, significant changes throughout the Zen 3 architecture, generating a 19% instruction per clock uplift. That's on top of the significant gains that we had just in the mid of last year with Zen 2. Altogether, Zen 3 is our most significant architectural update yet across the Zen family. We made the Zen 3 floating point and integer execution units wider, more flexible, and allows us to deliver more execution capability to the user at a lower latency. We've increased the number of loads and stores that we can do versus Zen 2, helping us feed those wider execution capabilities of Zen 3. We've added more branch prediction bandwidth. It allows Zen 3 to tackle back-to-back predictions much more quickly, reducing the delays. We call it zero bubble. These innovations keep Zen 3 ahead of the industry norm on generational improvements and position Zen 3-based Ryzen to be a clear desktop performance leader. Microprocessor
¿Cómo estás, mi
performance
buen Oscar? Aquí
engineering
andamos.
never has one single bullet.
No te
It
preocupes,
takes
Roque, no te
focused
preocupes.
microprocessor engineering. It's a broad set of improvements that are needed to make a great architecture. It takes innovation on all of the key levers. Zen 3 is a total front-to-back redesign. The microarchitecture had laser focus on performance on every element. End-to-end improvements, caching, load
Eso es
store,
todo, Roque,
our
eso es
execution
todo.
units, our prefetching, our dispatch, our decode. Zen 2,
¿Qué onda, qué onda,
in
Carballo? Acá
fact,
andamos, acá
had been
andamos.
organized with 2 4-core cache complexes, and it was tightly integrated. That was a very
El buen
good
Sella
design,
ya
but
anda
what
por
we
aquí en
found
Sella
is
desde
that
hace
we
rato.
brought that together into that single
Se vienen unos
unified
procesadores
cache core complex,
que bruto,
that
van a estar de
brought
volada,
that,
van a estar
direct
chulos.
access to 32 megabytes of L3 cache rather than the 16 megabytes that we have with Zen 2. That direct access to a cache pool of this size is very significant for gaming. They tend to make frequent use, of course, of the memory subsystem, and in fact, many games have a dominant thread. And that makes especially
¿Alguien
heavy
más
use of
siente
cache,
que Intel
and
va a
that thread
quedar
now
otra vez
sees
hecho
effectively
pedazos como el
twice
año
the L3
pasado?
cache in Zen 3. So every core can now communicate directly to the cache without traversing across the die, and that reduces latency. And
No,
it stays
todavía no,
synchronized
apenas
for
empezó, vamos a ver qué tal.
applications using AI, audio, physics, and more. You can see that we continue our relentless commitment to energy efficiency with every generation. We're always honing our design methodologies to focus on performance per watt, even as we make the processors faster for gamers. Zen 3 is no different, delivering up to 24% improvement in power efficiency versus the prior generation. That's double-digit performance per
¿Cómo que no
watt
sabes qué es
uplift
Intel,
in
mi
the
buen
same processor.
estimado? Es la
And that's on
marca
top
que
of
genera
all the
procesadores
architectural
también, la
changes that we
competencia de
drove in to
AMD.
drive up the performance. Our commitment to energy efficiency across
Yo prefiero
time has
AMD,
put
mi
us
buen Roque.
in the
Yo me quedo
driver's
con
seat.
AMD. AMD me
Today,
da muy buen
we're more than
rendimiento y la
2.8x
verdad,
more
Intel cuando yo lo probé es
efficient
bueno,
than competing high-end
pero
desktop
no
processors.
satisface mis
And that's
necesidades.
only a
Yo prefiero
strengthening of the
AMD
leadership
y es
that we
más
demonstrated
potente.
during the prior Zen 2 era. We will not let up going forward. We're focused on execution.
Simón, AMD
Zen 3
ahorita
is
está
shipping as
pero en la
promised
cima,
in the
papá.
5 nanometer Zen
No,
4
no, maten
on
al Sella.
track in design. The AMD team
Mira
is
nomás.
hitting on all cylinders, and there's no shortage of innovations for the next generation of Zen processors to keep AMD in the forefront and deliver the best
Y las
computer experience
temperaturas van de
for our
maravilla,
customers.
una belleza
Thank
los
you.
Ryzen.
And let me welcome back Lisa to now show off our Zen 3
5
and new
nanómetros el
Ryzen
Zen
processors.
4. Ay, güey. Se viene poderoso, señores.
Thank you, Mark. That was great. I'm so proud of what the team has accomplished with Zen 3. We really focused on what is most important for gamers and enthusiasts. And at 19% IPC increase, it's our largest increase generation over generation since we launched the Zen family. So now let's see Zen 3 in action. I'm so proud to show you for the very first time the AMD
No,
Ryzen
pues mi
5000
buen Oscar, si
series
esa es
for
la diosa de
high-performance
AMD,
PCs.
papá.
The world's first
Ahorita tenemos,
Zen 3
por
powered
ella
CPU.
tenemos
This
estas
is the
bellezas
AMD
de
Ryzen 9
procesadores.
5900X.
No puede
12
ser.
cores, 24 threads, and a boost up to
Ah,
4.8
orgasmo
gigahertz.
mental con ese procesador.
It's a very special product. The ultimate
No
enthusiast
puede ser el
processor.
5900X.
Compared to the
No,
3900
no,
XT,
chulada.
the 5900X has 19% higher IPC, higher clock speeds,
Querían poder,
and
ahí
all of the
está.
Zen 3 core
5
improvements that Mark
nanómetros.
talked about,
5
all while
nanómetros.
remaining at 105 watts. This makes Ryzen 5900X a big upgrade
Es
from
una
3rd gen
bestia
Ryzen
ese
all
pequeño
around,
diablo.
but especially in gaming.
Ya
Now
nomás.
let me turn it over to Robert Halleck to show you the 5900X in action.
Santo cielo.
Thanks, Lisa. Hey, everyone. Let me give you a sense of just how much faster the 5900X is compared to our current best, the 3900 XT. To do that, we're going to use Shadow of the Tomb Raider, a game I personally love, and a game reviewers often look at to judge CPU performance. We're going to run the built-in benchmark here at 1080p,
No
using a high
puede
image
ser.
quality preset on two otherwise
O sea,
identical
dejó el
systems.
3900 de
You
lado,
can see a
literal.
whopping
No lo superó por mucho,
28%
pero no
increase
más. O
just
sea,
by moving from the 39XT
vean nada más
to
la
the
diferencia, un
5900X in Shadow of the
28%
Tomb
más de
Raider.
rendimiento.
And as you will soon see, the performance from the 5900X is faster than the competing processors as well. Now, as any enthusiast knows, 28% from a processor change is a massive upgrade. But
Va
that's what
volando,
AMD
la neta,
customers
sí, güey.
like me can look
chulada,
forward
güey.
to. This truly demonstrates the
Esperemos
gaming
que sean
strength
compatibles
for Zen
con
3
los sockets
when you
que
combine
tenemos
the
actuales de
historic
la
IPC
serie
uplift,
X570.
unified
Recuerden,
cores,
son procesadores
and
de gama
unified
alta.
cache pools. Now, as we zoom out to look at a wider set of games, you can see that the 28%
No, no,
uplift
aquí
in Shadow
tienes
of the
que
Tomb
vender
Raider
hasta
is
los
joined by many
pulmones, hijo,
titles
porque va a ser una
with
chulada.
significant double-digit performance improvements. The
Vean
gains
los
are even
rendimientos
bigger
que tienen
in titles like
en lo que es
CSGO
CSGO.
and League of Legends.
O sea, no
where the highest
inventen el
possible frame rate is
rendimiento tan
practically
brutal.
the #1 priority to be competitive. Overall, gamers upgrading from the Ryzen 3000 series to the Ryzen 5000 series can expect an average performance improvement of 26% at 1080p.
No, imagínate.
Again, this is just a monumental performance jump for an
Nada más
in-socket
vean los
upgrade in the same
rendimientos de los
motherboard.
juegos. Recuerden
And a true
que
testament
siempre hay
of how
juegos donde
good
les dan la
Zen
ventaja a
3
ciertas
is
marcas.
in
Entonces,
gaming. Now, as many know,
podemos ver un
strong
rendimiento
gaming
alto, pero
performance
no sabemos
relies
qué tanta
on
ventaja
strong
tengan esos
single
juegos
core
sobre
performance.
lo que es AMD.
That's exactly
Porque así como
what Zen
AMD
3
tiene
has.
ventaja en juegos,
And I want to
Intel
show
la tiene
you
también
using
en otros.
Cinebench
Entonces,
R20 single thread.
hay que ver cómo está
There are
esa
many
movida
ways
ahí.
to assess single thread performance, but Cinebench is a fast and easy tool that you can run at home. And it's one of the 25 workloads that we use
Ahora
to
sí, mi
calculate the
Rocket, pero
19%
chulísima,
improvement for
papá.
Zen
Una
3's instructions per cycle.
Pero sabrosísimo. O sea,
As you can see, the
abismal lo que estamos
5900X
presenciando
is
ahorita
the first
actualmente.
desktop processor to ever break a 600 score. We don't break it by a little, we break it by a lot with a score
Santo
of
Dios.
631.
Vamos a traer al canal
We
un
at AMD heard you loud and
5900X.
clear as you
No te
challenge
preocupes,
us
Juanpi, tú
to continue
dale,
investing
dale,
in
pues, mi
single-core
Juanpi.
performance, and the results speak for themselves. The combination of IPC, frequency, cores, and cache give AMD the fastest cores in the desktop market and give you the best possible gaming performance. So let's take that landmark core performance into a head-to-head battle. Across the same set of games you just saw, the AMD Ryzen 9 5900X is a clear winner.
Sí,
at
la
1080p.
neta sí,
As I
apenitas.
promised you, AMD wins in Shadow of the Tomb Raider by +6 and is joined by many other games
Un salto
popular with
generacional muy
reviewers
largo.
and
Estábamos
users
en la
like you.
serie 3
League of
y
Legends
ahorita
and
llegamos a la
CSGO
serie
are once
5. O sea,
again
¿te imaginas
standout victories
5900X?
for the
¿Qué va a
Ryzen
seguir
9
5950X?
5900X. So that was a lot of data very quickly. Let's take a step back. Let's recap. You saw an average uplift of 26% for Ryzen customers upgrading from the 3000 series to the 5000 series. You just watched AMD deliver the highest single-core performance in the entire desktop PC market. And you just saw
Pues ahí
AMD
vamos, Rocket,
clearly
ahí vamos,
offer
pero
the best
no,
performance
todavía
of
no
any
tenemos
gaming
precios,
processor
Carballo.
on the
Todavía
market.
no, pero pues ahí está,
I will
Rocket,
put it
trabajando un
plainly.
rato, pero
We know
llegué
that you're gonna
rapidín,
wait
por eso
for
les dije,
benchmarks.
al rato les
But
cambio la imagen para
customers
que
who
diga
buy
AMD,
processors
porque la
purely
neta
for the
llegué
gaming
corriendo a
performance
poner la
will
presentación, porque
absolutely want a
era las
Ryzen 9
11 y llegué
5900X
justito.
for the best possible
Yo estoy
PC gaming
esperando un
experience. Now let's bring
5950X,
Lisa
yo
back
sí
up
lo
to
estoy
give you more
esperando, más o
details
menos.
on these awesome gaming processors.
Thanks, Robert. That was fantastic. I hope you're all now convinced that the Ryzen 9 5900X is the best gaming processor
No, no,
in the
estamos
world.
en la
Now let's
cúspide,
look
ya
at the stack.
llegamos a la
In the
cima del
5000
mundo con
series,
estos
we have a
nuevos
great
procesadores.
choice for
Realmente
every gamer
Intel
or PC
necesitaría mejorar
enthusiast.
muchísimo
In
para
addition to the
superar un...
5900X,
No puede
we
ser.
have the 5800X.
Preparen
An 8-core,
esas
16-thread
placas madre,
processor
porque
with
vamos a
boost
necesitar
frequencies up to
motherboards de
4.7
nueva
gigahertz
generación
at
literal. Vamos a
105
meter,
watts.
ya saben, para Ryzen
And we
5
also have
siempre
the
recomiendo una
5600X,
B550,
a
Ryzen
6-core,
7,
12-thread
X470
CPU
o
with boost frequencies up to
X570.
4.6 gigahertz at 65 watts.
Eso
Now let's talk about price and availability.
es lo que
The
quiero ver.
6-core
Quiero
5600X
ver si es un
is
nuevo chipset, quiero ver si se mantiene el
The
socket
8-core
AM4
5800X
o
is
si lo van a modificar.
$449. And the amazing 5900X, combining the leadership performance and power efficiency of Zen 3
AMD
in a
prometió
12-core
4 años
7nm
de
design
motherboard,
is
o sea,
priced at
mismo chip, 4 años.
$549.
Entonces, qué
And all of
chulada de
these will be
precios,
available
señores. No,
globally
no,
on
no, o
November
sea,
5th.
el
We're really
5900
proud
está al
of the
precio de
5000
una,
series, but you know we're not done.
¿qué te gusta?
We
Una
love our enthusiasts, and there's
30,
one more
70, yo
processor in our
creo.
stack, which is the ultimate processor for gaming and content creation. For those of you who want the very best processor in a desktop PC, we have the 16-core Ryzen 9 5950X. The 5950X is
¿Qué les
simply
dije?
amazing.
5950X.
16 cores,
Yo
32
sabía que lo
threads,
tenía yo
and our
escondido.
fastest processor with boost frequencies up to 4.9 gigahertz. The 5950X breaks the Cinebench R20 single-threaded record that Robert set just a few minutes ago with a score of 640. It is truly the best in class in every
Se los
dimension.
dije, sí o no, que iban a tener que presentar. Si hay un 5900, debe de haber un 5950X. Se viene potente.
If we look at
No
the
manches.
generational uplift from the 3950X to the 5950X,
Se ven que los porcentajes en lo que están con la comparación no es tanta el performance que uno espera realmente.
29% more gaming performance. And this is really how we bring the best of both worlds together. The best for gamers and the best
No
for creators.
manches,
And
hijo.
now, if you put 5950X against the top of the stack from the competition,
No,
we
sí,
see that
mátate,
the
hijo,
5950X
mátate, Rocket.
provides up to 59% more creative performance in rendering workloads.
O sea, en SolidWorks la puntuación es de 6% más, o sea, mi rendimiento en AutoCAD va a ser mucho mejor.
Lightly threaded CAD workloads as well.
No, man.
We're really proud of the fact that we also win in gaming. There's nothing like the
Far Cry.
5950X in the world. One processor that delivers the best power efficiency, our highest clock speeds, the highest single-core performance in the industry, and the highest multi-core performance of any gaming processor. And it's priced at $799 and will also be available globally on November 5th.
La neta sí, mi
I
buen
hope you're now
Oscar.
as excited about AMD Ryzen 5000 series as I am. Zen 3 is really amazing, and I'm so happy.
No, se volaron la barda ahora
You
sí
guys
con
sent
esto.
me a lot of
¡Ay,
notes and a
señor!
lot of tweets, and I know that you're not just excited about Ryzen 5000
¿Están
series,
listos para
but
salir
there's
corriendo?
a tremendous amount of enthusiasm and curiosity about our Radeon lineup as well. So the next
Ahí
few
viene,
weeks are
ahí
just
vienen
amazing
las
time
tarjetas de video
in
de
addition to
AMD.
introducing our Ryzen 5000 series, we're also
Navi,
going to
segurito
introduce
tiene que
our
ser
next
Navi,
gen
pero
Radeon
no creo,
GPU.
no estoy seguro.
And I
Hace
wanna
mucho que
give
no
you a small
sé de
preview
esas
of
tarjetas.
that today.
Ya nada más. Ay,
This is the AMD
qué
Radeon
chulada.
RX 6000 series, which we now affectionately call Big Navi, thanks to many
Sí, Big Navi, tenía que ser... No,
It
qué
is
chulada, señores.
absolutely gorgeous and by far the most powerful gaming GPU we have ever built.
Chulada de tarjeta, señores. Big Navi presentado oficialmente. Santo cielo.
About wanting to see Zen 3 and Big Navi in action. So today I'm going to show you a preview of what you can expect from AMD.
Sabemos que AMD no le ha ganado a Intel, digo, no le ha ganado a Nvidia, pero tiene muy buenas tarjetas de video. Son cachondas, pero son muy buenas tarjetas de video.
So let me show you today Borderlands 3, which is a very popular AAA title running at 4K resolution on the Ryzen 5900X.
No,
and
mira
our Radeon
nada
6000
más.
series. Just take a look at that performance.
Recuerden que hay ciertos juegos que le dan ventaja a AMD, al igual que Intel, o sea, tienen mejor rendimiento. Entonces,
We are super excited
a lo
for
mejor
what
no
we
van a poner
accomplished with
varios
Big
juegos
Navi.
donde no tenga ese rendimiento tan excéntrico, ese performance que uno busca.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Ah, ¿y
Gears
a
of War
poco
5
sí?
at ultra settings in 4K. And
Muy
again, what
bien,
you
muy
see is
bien.
tremendous 4K performance across the board. We still have a few weeks until launch, and the team is working really hard on fine-tuning things. But I hope you're as excited as we are about what Ryzen 5000 series and Radeon 6000 series can do together for your next-generation PC. So that brings us to the end. I hope you enjoyed today. It's been so much fun.
La
spending
serie
time with you.
6000 y la serie
We have a lot more
5000.
to show you later this month.
¿Cómo la
So
ven,
join us
chavos?
again
¿Cómo la
on
ven?
October 28th, where we'll give you the full story of our AMD Radeon RX 6000 series. And make sure you mark your calendar for November 5th to find Ryzen 5000 series.
En
on shelf
noviembre
worldwide.
se estrenan,
Take care
papá.
and see you
Noviembre, ya tenemos fecha. En noviembre. Noviembre y octubre, señores, ya las tenemos. Tenemos fechas. Se acaba de terminar la presentación, señores. Se acabó la presentación de AMD. Una presentación, o sea, fue abismal. O sea, realmente fue increíblemente genial la presentación de AMD. Ya se acaba de terminar la presentación. Desafortunadamente, bueno, ya solo presentaron las fechas de lanzamiento. Presentaron Big Navi. Y se nos terminó lo que es el directo de lo que es la presentación. Fueron
Este es uno de esos videos en
casi
donde los comentarios
40 minutos. Ahorita estaba ya el Dr. Hoodman ahí troleándome. Entonces, Una chulada, señores, pero chulada. No me esperaba algo así tan abismal. Parece ser que están, o sea, no, o sea, se viene algo grande, es definitivo. Sí, se calientan un montón, pero son muy buenas gráficas. Va a estar muy bueno todo esto. No esperaba, pero los Ryzen, yo les dije, Ryzen iba a venir fuerte. Y Intel con su 10ª generación otra vez al suelo. Va a venir AMD y otra vez a quitarlo de ahí. Estamos viendo procesadores de quinta. O sea, ya es 5ª generación. Se mantiene socket AM4. Pensé que iban a cambiar los sockets. Parece que AMD va a cumplir. Va a lanzar su 5ª generación en las mismas X570. Entonces, pues ya saben qué les espera, ¿no? Ya saben qué se viene. Ya saben cómo va a estar todo esto. Más tarde a lo mejor hacemos un videoblog para hacer alguna consultoría de dudas, pero por lo que ya se vio ahorita en lo que es la presentación de lo que es AMD, se viene fuerte, va a estar poderoso y yo siento que va a valer la pena. Entonces, pues ya estoy a la espera de la X570, la tope de gama, la creme de la república de los jugadores. El día martes haremos la revisión prudente, le sacaremos un video revisión, ya que he visto que en YouTube casi no hay videos de esta placa. Es el tope de gama de Republic of Gamers. Estamos hablando de una placa carísima. Al precio actual está cara, entonces al yo estar usando una PC que no tengo ahorita el rendimiento como la que solía tener, se decidió comprar esta placa. Y bueno, ya viendo los procesadores de 5ª generación, se va a pensar en invertir en un Ryzen, por lo menos un Ryzen 9, pero sí sería un 3950X. Así que chavos, pues ya saben, este fue el poderosísimo directo, fueron casi 30 minutos, fue una chulada de directo, realmente me quedé sorprendido. Entonces vamos a cerrar el directo. Y los espero más tarde para platicar sobre lo que vimos el día de hoy. Y ya saben, los que no pudieron ver, lo voy a publicar en las redes sociales para que puedan disfrutar de lo que fue este evento de AMD. Entonces los veo más al rato y gracias por acompañarme en la presentación de lo que fue Big Navi y Ryzen 5. Ryzen de 5ª generación. La serie 5000 ahora sí ya se presentó, entonces pues vamos a ver qué onda. Ahorita voy a publicarles el video y más tarde hablamos de lo que acabamos de ver. Entonces, vamos a cerrar.